You're listening to the Precision Shooting Podcast, discussing all aspects of precision and long-range rifle shooting. This episode is brought to you by Projectile Warehouse. Find your perfect projectile. And now, over to your hosts.
Hello and welcome to the Precision Shooting Podcast. This is episode number 30. My name's Rusty, and with me tonight are the regulars. Over there is Andrew.
How you doing, Rusty?
Good, and over there is Greg.
G'day, Rusty. How you going?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. How's your week's been, guys?
Busy, unfortunately, not with shooting, with work only. So
just life.
Yeah, lots of it.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. No, I got a bit of shooting in with yourself, Rusty, on the weekend. We I'll let you describe what we got up to, but it was an interesting...
I'll be fair, I was not well, and I actually don't remember a huge amount of it. It's a fair blur. So
yeah, you were pretty crook, made me feel pretty good. Pretty fit.
We tried a different new style of competition that we'd sort of come up with, and I'll get around to getting the feedback from all the guys, and hopefully we'll be able to talk about it soon.
Yeah, but lots of rounds down range, which was great. I got to have a bit of a shot of my 6x47.
Yeah.
So took that, what was the 741? Took it out to...
786.
786,
yep.
Sorry. So I took that out, and credit to those magneto speeds. Like I did 3 rounds for a magneto speed, put that straight into my Kestrel, and then hit centre, elevation-wise, hit centre on that first round. Well, actually, I hit dead centre with... Dan, who was there shooting, Dan from out north, his wind call put me right on dead centre.
Well,
so
not
first round.
That.
So he's a very impressive wind caller, I've got to admit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, very good. Well, I'd shot what we needed to and then went home. I was not doing well. Still recovering. We must apologise. We did a podcast a couple of weeks ago, and some technical glitch. It didn't record Andrew's voice. Bar the first minute and a half.
Oh, no great loss there, really.
I was about to say, people were probably quite happy with that.
We might put it up anyway and just have these blank gaps.
A little bit disjointed, but
there's no real technical knowledge in there. Just me and Greg paying each other out, probably.
Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, probably didn't sound too bad then. Yeah, so we had to unfortunately bin that one, and we couldn't re-record it quickly. So we will cover the topic that was actually on the Brian Litz book. We will come back to that topic and cover that another episode. But we needed to get onto some questions from listeners, which have been banking up, because guys are pretty keen to win themselves a load ride kit from Precision Rifle Products. So, but before we start that, Greg's obviously got some new gear, always does. Anything, Greg, that you want to discuss, or is that a look of no? I didn't this week.
No, I did buy something new. Because, it's tradition now to buy something, one thing per podcast.
That's it.
Now, I bought and my what's the Hornady powder thrower, the electronic
auto
one?
charge?
The auto charge, yeah, it's a bit worn out. So rather than go out and buy a $600 sort of RBCS Charge Master, I just went and bought a Gem Pro scale, which measures to 0.2 of a grain. So I'll run that, it's going to take a bit longer. I'll basically use my Hornady as a powder thrower and then trickle into that scale. But I'll play along with that for a while, just a cheap option to keep me up and running, keep my loads, my powder charges accurate.
I think you meant 0.02 of a grain there.
What did I say?
You said 0.2.
Yeah.
Thank you.
0.02. I was thinking.
I was wondering why
0.2.
you guys were looking at me real weird with squinted eyes.
Why did you buy yourself that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, that would have been a bad buy.
0.02.
No, thanks for that. Yeah, 0.02.
That makes heaps more sense.
Makes a lot of sense. So, waiting for that to be delivered. So that's my latest acquisition.
Yeah, nice. Very good.
0.2 can make a lot of difference, especially if it's in inches and twist
I'd
rates.
actually be going backwards from what I was doing before, so that wouldn't help much.
I think Greg missed that one, but everyone listening got it. Excellent. All right, so on to the questions. Andrew, do you want to... Oh, no, this one's directed at me, so I guess I'll ask. That's good. This comes from Stephen. Hey, mate, got a few questions about your Ruger Precision Rifle. Take it if you stretch its legs a bit. How far can you get it reliably? With the brake on it, how's the recoil? Can you keep targets between shots and in quick succession? What do you think of the trigger? Would you recommend one, or would you get a $2,000 custom rifle made if you did it again? Well, you guys have all shot the Ruger?
No, I haven't.
No, I've handled it. I haven't shot it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same.
What a selfish prick I am. All right. Well, next time you guys will definitely have a go. What do you think of it in general?
Well, just from handling it, it feels good. It's heavier than I thought it would be, but it's solid. Feels well made. Certainly for the price point, it seems like a lot of gun.
Yeah.
Just in relation to the price point on that question there, you won't really get a $2,000 custom rifle made at all, basically. So from that point of view, it's a very good buy.
Yeah, I guess $2,000 spent on a gun, like if you're going to buy a Tikka or a Remington or a Hauer or something like that, $2,000 not. Yeah, if you're going to start with a heavy barrel, you're not going to get a huge amount more for that $2,000.
No, you won't even get a good aftermarket stock.
No, not really.
And come in at the budget.
No. I mean, you could go with a Hauer, but there's a question on that a bit later. In terms of stretching it out, it's comfortable and consistent out to 1,000 metres. I've taken it to 1,200 and it does that fairly well, but I haven't spent the time there. The brake that I've put on there is a APA little bastard, and it is really good. But even before putting that brake on, comfortably watch your shots out beyond 400 metres. With the brake, you can watch them sort of really quite close in quite easily. So a good little upgrade on that one. And yeah, can get shots off very quickly. We did 1,000 metre double tap where you shoot one and then cycle through and shoot again. Got to get the second round off before the first one hits. Managed to do that, which was first time I've done that, and nice and challenging. Trigger on it, I now found a factory trigger I like. But I just saw that Timney are releasing a aftermarket replacement, so I'd probably end up putting something like that on there if I was going to shoot a huge amount. That was about all the questions, I reckon. So yeah, I think in summary they're good for their dollars, really good for their dollars, and you probably need to spend a reasonable amount more to get something that's on par with it. Although now starting to see more and more sort of enter that market space as well. So I know Savage are releasing something in that sort of area, and Tikka are doing a similar style, but it'll be more expensive.
I'm not sure though that those other manufacturers are using a system that's sort of, I guess, as versatile in the magazine sort of system, and they're modular and they're that chassis kind of design, but I don't think that the others generally have that sort of adaptability that
true.
The Ruger has. So I guess time will tell. But
yeah, absolutely, they'll be hard one to knock off. They certainly have set the benchmark for that sort of price bracket. Andrew, you want to read out that next one?
Okay, we just got a question here from Tim. It says, "Hi guys, I've got a question for the podcast. I'm wanting to get into practical rifle series. I've been hunting for a while with my 338 lap improved at distance and figure the matches would be a good way to hone my skills for long range hunting. My question is about a new rifle I've seen that Cleavers have. It's a Hauer 308 varmint barrel in an MDT HS3 stock. Also, I like the look of the Tikka varmint in 260 rem in a KRG X-ray chassis. Which one would you guys go for? I'm leaning towards the Hauer because it's about $600 cheaper. But if it's not going to be accurate enough, then I won't bother with it. Thanks, guys. Any help would be greatly appreciated."
Cool.
Thoughts, Greg?
Yeah, well, look, personally, I'd probably lean towards just straight off the bat, I'd probably lean towards a 260 if ballistically you're looking for something a little bit better. The 308 though, I can't see one being like less accurate than the other, but I think ballistically one has an advantage over the other for that type of shooting, especially PRS style shooting. I don't see any harm in going for the 308 over the 260. You might be able to maximise your potential chance of hitting with the 260 because you might just have that little bit more forgiving with your wind calls because you've got better ballistics. But look, either choice, if you're budget restricted, I don't think you're going too far wrong with the 308. But if you put the ballistics head to head, if I come back to that, the 260's probably just got a bit of a foot up on the 308. But your thoughts, guys?
Just on that, I mean, given that he's looking at this rifle as a basically just practice for bettering his field hunting skills. The 308 could even be a better option in that, yes, it may not be as great in the wind, but it makes you be better at your wind calls. So,
definitely.
From a hunting perspective, that could be an option. And I certainly know of one of the guys that is sort of quite involved with Impact Dynamics, and he does a lot of shooting. He's quite a fan of the Hauer heavy barreled and extremely accurate. So I don't think either way you're going to lose out in accuracy. Like the Hauers have got a very good reputation there as well. So I guess it would probably be beneficial if you could actually go in and handle one, because feel and how you like the feel of the rifle and how it feels when you shoulder it and that sort of thing, the ergonomics of it are probably going to be the biggest
that's a good
difference. Point. And you're not going to be able to determine that just by looking at a picture of it. What's your thoughts, Rusty?
Yeah, a little bit more generic advice I always ask when people are asking about 308 or 260 and that sort of gear. My first question is, do they reload? I'm assuming Tim does because he's running a 338 lap improved, so in his situation it's a moot point. But for those who are listening who perhaps are considering the same question, if you're reloading, then there's not a huge difference in your prices. I generally pay a little bit more for brass for 260 head stamp brass. But if you're not reloading,